Is everybody sitting around together ready to light up the new year with their resolutions and their goals and their desires? Or are you like, you know what? Screw this new year. I'm going to do something a little bit different. That's what I want to talk about in today's episode, is how we're going to approach the new year with a whole new perspective. Let's go get that nugget. Welcome, ladies, to the Life Mastery for Women podcast. I'm Jen Mack, Lady of the Mind, your host. This is where we go to learn to master our life one nugget at a time. The problem I see with setting New Year's resolutions is we don't follow through. We don't accomplish the goals. Most of us don't even start the plan. We don't create the daily tasks that it's going to take to achieve the goal. And so then the problem with that is because we want to lay out this 12-month map. And at the end of the 12 months, next December, I'm going to have the body, the career, the relationship, the stuff, the whatever. But we don't take into account where we are in our life. And if we don't know where we are, then it doesn't really matter the map that you get, because it may or may not be the right map. If you're lost in Chicago and I hand you a map of Detroit, it is of no help to you. So when we set goals, we have to know where we are, who we are, and where we're trying to get to. You want to lose weight? And I go, why? Why do you want to lose weight? What's the point of it? What's the nugget? Why do you want to lose the weight? What is going to keep you motivated to get up at 5:30 in the morning and go work out? Or what's going to keep you motivated to turn down pizza and beer and eat something that's healthier for you and drink water all day? You don't have that motivation, you're not going to achieve the goal. So in today's episode, this is the last episode in 2023, and I'm going to be revamping things for the next year, and I'm going to take a couple of weeks off to start planning that. So this is the New Year's kickoff that is like the new year, new you. I hope that you've been listening to my podcast. I hope that you click subscribe. I hope that you're writing reviews and you're sharing this podcast with others, because it's all these little nuggets that are going to make up the things that we want in our life and the person that we want to become. But the problem with goal setting, as we round the corner into the new year and everyone's talking about their resolution, is we fail. We fail. We're miserable. We don't accomplish the thing that we set out to accomplish, and we're so like gung-ho, and we light the world on fire with our ideas and our plan and our action steps and what we're going to do. We buy the gym membership, we download the app, we set the schedule, but we just don't do it. And at the sacrifice of what? We think that we'll just give up on that goal, and we're feeling pretty motivated in this moment, but until 5:30 rolls around and your alarm clock goes off, and you don't get out of bed, who's missing out? It's not anybody else, not the other people that you set the goal with. It's you. And you let yourself off the hook, right? We lose our self-esteem. We lose our confidence. And we lose that grip of what's possible for us. And in essence, we start to lower ourselves and we start to feel not good enough. I'm never going to get that thing, even though you're the one who said I'm not doing it. So what should we do? Well, first of all, I think that you should feel important enough to get to know yourself better. That if you get to know yourself better and where you are and where you're going and what you want and why you want it and what you think the steps are to getting it, as soon as you can answer those questions, then motivating yourself is not going to be that big of a deal. Motivation is huge to creating the life of your dreams. There's a lot of fear when we go to make changes, and we've already talked about that, as your subconscious mind adopts those new habits, and sometimes those habits are not good for us. I just read in a book recently that sometimes, we our subconscious mind picks up bad habits for us. We think that maybe in our teens we picked up smoking because it was a stress reducer, and now we want to stop smoking. Well, we have to understand why we started smoking in the first place. And if it was for stress, our subconscious mind goes, yep, that's fine. Every time there's stress, we'll go do that. Sometimes our subconscious mind is just a mechanism that creates habits. And we now have these habits that are not healthy for us. And we have to reprogram our subconscious mind. We have to reprogram it in order to change things. But today, it's not about going so deep as our subconscious mind as much as it is about getting to know yourself. So over the next month, as we round the corner into January, is spend that time getting to know you. What's important to you? What values do you have about life and love and money and careers and health? And what kind of character do you play in the role of you? What kind of character are you? And understanding that part of you is going to help create the life that you want to live. And then the type of integrity that you want to have, the upkeep of your own persona. And how do you move from here to there? What kind of life do you want to lead over the next 12 months? How do you want to be responding to things? What kind of life do you want to be creating? People can shift their lives in a very, very short period of time. But motivation is key, focus is key, concentration is key, dedication, making decisions, all of those are key. But it's okay if you don't have that kind of a personality right now. You might have a very quiet, subdued, passive personality, but you can still reach your goals. You don't have to have a dominating, controlling, leadership type personality. You can have anything you want. But I suggest you get to know yourself and make small, subtle, long-lasting changes. If I, for example, let's just start with values. If I value health, I'm more likely to choose healthy foods over not healthy foods. I'm more likely going to be conscious and aware of what I'm eating based on my value. Okay, so another example, I value health, I don't smoke. I value health, I don't drink. I value health, I don't do drugs. Now, I'm not judging anybody who does, but based on my values, I begin to shift and create my life. I value freedom, so I don't have a job. I value freedom so much that I'm an entrepreneur, making my own way in the business world, learning as I go. I value learning. I have over 400 actual books, probably even more than that, in my house. I have my own library that's right off my office, right off my little recording studio. I value exercise and present moment. So I get outside, I walk the dogs, I'm out in the sunshine, I'm feeling my bare feet in the grass. I'm looking and stopping and smelling the flowers. So think about what you value in each of those areas, whatever area you would set a New Year's resolution in. Think about what you value about that. Because if you don't value health, it isn't going to matter how many times you go to the gym. It isn't going to matter because you're going to fall right back into those old habits. If you don't value relationships, you will lie to your spouse. If you don't value health, you will eat pizza and drink beer at every single meal and wonder why you gained 20 pounds in 6 months. So first, think of your values. Now, from there, make small, subtle changes. If I value this thing so much, what can I do to start changing and shifting this goal to make it into something else? You can make small, subtle changes. Think of an airplane, a giant 747 that's flying from Miami to Italy, and it's a long flight. Do you know that they don't fly in a straight line? Like if you could see their little trail, like when you go for a walk and you're GPSing your walk and counting your steps, and then you get all the way back, you take this trail and you walk all the way around, and then you get back to the car and you stop the thing and you look at it and it's just this crazy shape and you're like, oh my God, I thought it was just round, and it's all like zigzaggy as it makes its way through the woods. The flight plan of an airplane, a giant airplane flying from Miami to Italy, is not in a straight line. It's not. They have to constantly be course correcting. And they make these little micro movements, if you will, that allow them to, I'm 2 degrees north. I need to shift that. I now need to go 3 degrees south. And they tilt the nose a little bit. So they zigzag. So if you were to look at their line as if you were to look at the GPS from you walking on the trail, you would see this zigzaggy line across the ocean. It is not a straight line. Your life is not a straight line. So giving ourselves a little bit of grace to go from here to there is allowing us to keep our confidence and our self-esteem intact while we go to achieve the thing that we need to do. But when we get into alignment with our goal, then it's kind of nice because we have like the universe and source energy in our back pocket guiding us. When we're in alignment with our goal, when we're in alignment with who we are and where we want to go, it's still not going to be a straight line, but it is going to be a hell of a lot easier. Now, the next thing is, as you have the goals, is to take these pressure words off and out of your vocabulary. Should, got to, need to, have to, and change them into more encouraging words like would like to, want to, going to. Those words have more forward momentum. Doesn't matter how old you are, nobody wants to be told what to do. Nobody wants to be put in the corner and said, you got to do this. You need to, you have to, you got to, you should get up tomorrow morning. I should do this. I shouldn't eat this pizza. I shouldn't drink this beer. You're going to do it because what you end up doing energetically, because you're blocking out the flow of words with those limited words, is you rebel against yourself. Then you kind of become your own worst enemy. When you say things like, I should work out, I should be working out right now instead of eating this cake. You're going to rebel against it. You have to stop, push the cake away and go, you know what I want to do right now? I want to lose weight. I want to feel great. I want to get into that outfit. I want to go to that party. I want to feel good in my body. You know what I want to do? I want to go exercise. I want to eat better. I want to feel better. I want to look better. When you're doing that, you have way more forward momentum than when you're using these pressure type words. You shouldn't rebel against yourself. If you rebel against yourself, you're losing your self-esteem and you're losing your confidence. So I suggest that you liberate yourself from goal setting. Screw it. Don't set a resolution. Set a promise to yourself that you're going to get to know yourself better, that you're going to build a deep, meaningful relationship with you. That's going to encourage some self-love, some confidence, some value, some introspection to look at yourself and go, what do I need to change? What do I need to do differently? Because I want something different. It's time for a change. Well, if it's time for a change, says the pilot, he makes little adjustments. He doesn't just whip the plane around. He makes little tiny adjustments in the course to turn the whole thing around and make a change. That's what I'm suggesting you do. Now, here's some ideas. What about becoming present? What about being more present in your relationships with your spouse, with your kids, with your dog, with your coworkers, with your boss? It takes a little bit more wake-up juice. It takes a little bit more mental energy, but it's so worth it because being present creates a lot of self-reflection and a lot of self-awareness and love, in my opinion. As I'm sitting in my living room right now, the sun is absolutely beaming in. It is the middle of December. We have a tiny, tiny bit of snow that's kind of gathered along the edges of the yard and the edges of the street from being plowed. And we had a bunch of snow a week or so ago, and it's mostly gone now, but we have, some hard, crunchy snow around the edges. And I look out the window, and it's a clear blue sky and this beautiful sunshine that's beaming through into my living room, lighting up different shadows on the table and the desk and the chair, coming through the Christmas tree. And I have two dogs that are sitting here. One's on the couch, laying in this beautiful beam of light. And the other one is chewing her bone, laying on the floor, also in this patch of warm sunshine. If I wasn't being present, even though I'm recording and even though I'm talking with you right now, if I wasn't present, I couldn't see this. In the present moment, there's a lot of beauty. And in the present moment, we get to cherish that beauty when we are here together, present. What if that was one of your goals? Because that is always an ever improving thing. Becoming more present in my life. We can make different decisions in that present moment instead of letting our subconscious mind drive the train again around in the same circle. Next is to take on new experiences based on those values that you set. Just think about like your top 5 values in each of those areas that you want to improve. And take on new experiences. What would a healthy person do in the new year? Maybe take on a new activity, rock climbing or kayaking or hiking or pickleball. Take on a new activity. You know what? Let's go learn how to make sushi. How about we learn how to make shakes together? What if we were to take a dance class right? Starting to create new present moment experiences for yourself. Could even include other people to deepen your relationship with that person. How about making those micro changes like that, where I take a class and let that class lead to another class? What if that class led to other healthy people? Now I'm surrounding myself with support. I'm surrounding myself with people who can support me in my new endeavor. And in that new endeavor, now I'm getting the support, but the accountability, and it becomes fun. Now in those friendships, I have this community of people who are supporting me in my endeavor. And I'm around other people that have a different way of thinking about things. So now I'm becoming elevated in my thinking. When we raise our elevation, things become a little bit easier because our perspective is a lot higher. Who started? Now, I don't know the story of the New Year's and New Year's resolutions, but the new year, January 1st, somehow became the reset button, the magical reset button to reset your life. By January 13th, most everybody, it's like the percentage is huge, like 65% of people drop their New Year's resolutions. And by the end of February, it's like 98% of people have dropped their New Year's resolutions. And a lot of them just don't understand how to reprogram the subconscious mind. You must reprogram the subconscious mind if you're going to change and create a new way of doing things. And most people don't have the mental energy to do that, and they don't know. They don't know how to do that. So January 1st becomes the magical reset button. And I go, why wait for January 1st? I mean, it's fun, to talk about it at celebration in the New Year's and what's your resolution? I'm going to do something new. And it's like this new year, new you concept. And I love that concept, but I go, why not do it today? How about right now? How about your birthday? Why wait? Why wait till the New Year's? And then what if you fail by January 13th? What if you're part of the 65% who fail by January 13th who stop chasing after their dream? And then what? January 14th, it's over? You just wait for the next 11 and a half months to reset it again? Well, that can't be good on your self-esteem. That can't be good on your confidence. You just go, I lasted 13 days this time, right? There's lots of aspects that go into, and parts and pieces and moving parts specifically, that go into creating a goal and then learning how to achieve that goal. But I'm like, what about today? What about tomorrow? Amy used to tell me when she was my boot camp that she was the Monday girl. So she would die hard, she would start out, I'm going to drink water and I'm going to stop drinking pop and I'm going to stop, eating chips and I'm going to start out with a diet on Monday. And by Tuesday, by Monday, she does really good. She's like, 99%. And then Tuesday, she's like, oh crap, I made a mistake. I forgot. I got a Mountain Dew at lunch, but I only drank half of it. So she's like, at 82% on Tuesday, and by Friday, she's like, give up. By Wednesday, oh man, I've had 3 Mountain Dews and I went out to eat and I had a thing and I went to a friend's for lunch and oh man, oh crap. Never mind. I'll just start on Monday. Have you ever done that? Well, how about you just start the next day? Restart and restart. Evaluate what worked and what didn't work. What are my values and what are some of these micro changes and adjustments that I can make that are going to have long-lasting change? Now, the new year, new you, this is like new changes and new results. You can get pumped up about this. I'm going to become more present. I'm going to start a meditation practice. I'm going to listen to a personal development podcast, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, like this one. And I'm going to learn some tools and I'm going to reevaluate things about my life. I'm going to get to know myself better. I'm going to get to know who I am on a deeper level. There's lots of different personality tests, but you really could just start journaling, start talking and recording yourself. What do I believe about? What do I think about? Who am I really? And where do I really want to go? What are some of the experiences that I want to have? Where are you in your life? Remember, if you're lost in Chicago, don't go out onto Google and find a map to frickin' Detroit. It's not going to help you. I just talked about that a couple of days ago on a podcast where I'm like, in business as an entrepreneur, as a coach and getting more clients and building my business. And I want to do a group coaching program and I want to do women's retreats. And so I'd go out and, okay, who knows how to do women's retreat? Oh, that person does. And I would take their course and buy their stuff. Well, she's a different person than I am. So the way that she built her business is fine for her, but it didn't work for me. I need to know how to set goals. I need to know myself more so I can set my own goals and achieve them. But I can't do that if I'm following somebody else's path, if I'm taking someone else's map. So getting to know yourself and where you are. Who can you become? Who do you want to become? That's part of your character and your integrity of who you are as a person. Who do you want to become? Are you a warrior? Are you somebody who's like, I am taking the world by storm and I want to have all these experiences and meet all these people and do all this stuff? Or are you someone who's like, I'm laid back, Linda. I just want to chill out and relax and drink some Mai Tais and make some friends and read some books and sit by the fire? Or are you someone like silly, sassy Steve who's just like, dude, I am on my way. I take all these risks. Maybe I want to start all these businesses. I want to have all these experiences, but I want to have a lot of fun doing it. Who are you? Who do you want to become? You can build that avatar. This is so fun for me because I meet so many people that just, they're in their life somewhere and they go, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm stuck. And this is just who I am. And I'm like, that's not true. None of that is true. It's just who you believe you are. But you get to decide, oh yeah, I have depression. My whole family has depression and we've all tried and medication doesn't work for us. And I guess it's just me. There's nothing I can do about it because they've tried everything except one thing. They didn't try. They didn't try to get to know themselves. They didn't understand where they were, who they were, what their values were in anything. And I go, this is a time for a new you. This is a time to change and shift. If you're starting to get excited about 2024 in January and what it brings, then do yourself a favor once and for all. Get to know yourself first. Because otherwise, what you're actually doing, and you're pushing around somebody else's strategy, and you're pushing around somebody else's map while you're lost in a different state, is you are jeopardizing your self-esteem, your self-confidence, and your self-love. That is no way to bring in the new year. So in my suggestion, as the new year rolls around, is to start celebrating yourself. Celebrate your life, the things that you are the most grateful for, the things that are really fun and exciting and the things that are going right for you, because there's something going right for you. And to spend your time celebrating that now, if you're listening to these podcasts, is that you're being equipped with lots of tools and techniques and perspective to help you shift in any direction that you want to shift. But it's not out there. It's inside. It's tucked away deep inside, waiting for you to unfold it, waiting for you, this little piece of paper with all of the notes on it, all of the information on it that you need to be successful. But it's not out there. That out there is just your reflection of what your energy state is on the inside. So if you're not having a very good time right now in your life, that is because the inside energy of you is not in alignment. Once we can get that into alignment, then we can begin to shift and change. And in that shifting and changing, this, my friend, is when you become the new you and your whole being gets to emerge in this wonderful existence that we call life. So I suggest that you celebrate the new year by looking at and getting to know the new you. Happy New Year. And I look forward to bringing you a new and improved podcast beginning January 2024. Enjoy the next couple of weeks. And if you have any questions, if you have any ideas on topics you want me to talk about, I would love for you to come over to the Lady Rising Facebook group and make a post. When you come in, say you're coming in through the podcast and share ideas with me. Because I'd love to be able to customize my podcast. I do it all the time for lots of people who send me messages and emails, and it's exciting. It's exciting to create from a perspective and a topic that you give me. So I wish you very, very well for the next couple of weeks, and I look forward to seeing you and bringing you some really, really cool stuff in January 2024. Happy New Year.